Hi. I don't know if anyone told you about me.
Lindsay Lohan is an American actress, singer, model, and fashion designer. Having gained fame in her childhood as a promising actress, she became renowned not for her talent and outstanding roles, but for her extravagant lifestyle, addictions, and difficult personality. In our new video, we'll tell you how Lindsay destroyed her life and career. Lindsay Lohan. Where did Hollywood's mean girl disappear and how much she earns? Lindsay D. Lohan was born on July 2, 1986 in New York to Dina and Michael Lohan. Her father, a former Wall Street trader, inherited a pasta business and had been in trouble with the law, while her mother was a former singer and dancer who later turned into a socialite and producer. The relationship between the girl's parents was challenging. Having married in 1985, they would separate and reconcile multiple times before they finally divorced in 2007. Lindsay has two younger brothers and a sister, Michael, Dakota, and Aliana. All of them were also involved in show business but did not achieve significant success. Among Lohan's ancestors were the Irish and Italian, and she was raised as Catholic. Lindsay's maternal great-grandfather, John L. Sullivan, was one of the founders of the Right to Life movement on Long Island, aimed at banning abortions. There, on Long Island, Lindsay spent her childhood. Little Lindsay's career began in 1989 when she started working with the Ford Models Agency as a child model. Subsequently, she appeared in over 60 commercials, including the ones for Pizza Hut, Wendy's fast food chain, and Jell-O desserts, and represented Calvin Klein Kids and Abercrombie Kids. After appearing in the TV series Guiding Light and Sesame Street in 1993 and 1995, Lindsay got her first significant role at the age of 10 in the soap opera Another World, where she played Allie Fowler in 7 episodes. A year later, she left the project and switched to homeschooling to star in the Disney family comedy The Parent Trap, where she had to portray twin sisters with completely different personalities aiming to reunite their parents, played by Dennis Quaid and Natasha Richardson.
That's my dad. That's my mom.
The film was commercially successful, earning Lindsay the award for Leading Young Actress and a 3-film deal with Disney. The next film, featuring Lohan, was also a success. In 2000, the family fantasy comedy Life Size was released. There, she played a girl who accidentally brought her doll to life. The doll was played by supermodel Tyra Banks. Additionally, both films feature Lindsay's brothers and sister in minor roles.
You better watch it, lady. I hit 20 homers last season. Wait a minute.
I'm Eve, and you're my special friend.
In the same year, the young actress was cast as Rose in the sitcom Bet. However, after filming the pilot episode, she had to leave the project because the creators decided to continue working on it in Los Angeles, and Lindsay did not want to leave her hometown for an extended period. In 2002, Lindsay starred in the family comedy mystery Get a Clue, where she played 16-year-old journalist Lexi investigating the disappearance of a teacher. She also signed a contract for the release of 5 music albums, although in the end, only 2 were released. During this period, the media reported Lindsay's first relationship. She started dating the singer Aaron Carter, and the relationship lasted about a year and a half. In 2003, Lohan appeared on screen alongside Jamie Lee Curtis in the fantasy comedy Freaky Friday, telling the story of a strict mother and her rebellious teenage daughter who switched their bodies. To play the role, the actress had to learn to play the guitar and intensively practice singing. Additionally, she recorded the song Ultimate, released as part of the film's promotion. The movie performed well at the box office and received high praise from film critics. Lindsay received the MTV Movie Award for Breakthrough Female Performance, a nomination for the Saturn Award, and a $555,000 paycheck.
Harry's still Harry and Grandpa's still Grandpa.
So it's just us. What did we do wrong?
No.
Grandpa.
After breaking up with Carter, Lohan began dating DJ Damien Fahey, but their feelings for each other dwindled in just a year. In 2004, the musical comedy Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen hit the screens, where Lindsay Lohan and Megan Fox played 15-year-old girls competing for a role in a school play. Originally, Hilary Duff was considered for the lead role of Lola, but after she declined the project, Lohan stepped in.
Aren't you the girl who just moved into the Swenska house?
Well, I'm Lola Stepp. I didn't know our home had a name.
Is that supposed to be that famous...
Well, New Yorkers learn to laugh at themselves and everything else when they're very young.
Her paycheck for the role amounted to $1 million. Despite harsh reviews from critics, the film found its young audience and performed well at the box office. As for Lindsay, she received the Teen Choice Award. Additionally, she recorded several songs for the film's soundtrack. During the same period, Lindsay participated in the voice acting for the animated sitcom King of the Hill and appeared in the episode of the teen comedy series That 70s Show, where she met Wilmer Valderrama. Rumors circulated that he introduced her to an indulgent lifestyle, which later significantly impacted her career and reputation. Just 6 months after their relationship began, the couple broke up. After that, Lindsay was briefly dating Colin Farrell. Then, the premiere of the teen comedy Mean Girls took place, which was met with resounding success and later achieved the status of the generation's cult classic. Lohan portrayed high school student Katie, who tried to fit in with the popular girls, transforming into a mean and arrogant character.
Hey, how's your second day?
Fine.
Were people nice?
No.
Did you make any friends?
Yeah.
Film critics highly praised Lindsay's performance, and she earned the MTV Award and 3 Teen Choice Awards. Thus, the actress solidified her status as the Queen of Teen Cinema. After that, Lohan became truly famous. The paparazzi started to follow her, and her personal life and frequent appearances at parties became the main topic of the intrusive media. At the same time, the young actress began to appear on the popular comedy show Saturday Night Live, and at the age of 17, she became the youngest host of the MTV Movie Awards ceremony. In December 2004, Lindsay released her debut pop rock album, Speak, which became a hit, selling 1 million copies in the USA. However, movie critics were not overly enthusiastic about Lohan's work, noting that she was not bad but not an outstanding singer either. The first 2 singles, Rumors and Over, were quite successful, topping the charts for several weeks, and the music video for Rumors was nominated for the MTV Video Music Award for Best Pop Video. In 2005, the Disney sports comedy Herbie Fully Loaded was released, which didn't impress film critics but performed well at the box office. Lindsay received a Kids' Choice Award, a Teen Choice Award nomination, and a record paycheck of $7.5 million.
I just want to say, in the spirit of honesty, I did total a car once when I was racing. That was a long time ago. Thanks for not giving up on me.
Also, the soundtrack for the film included the single First from the album Speak, but it was less successful than previous releases. According to Lindsay's father, during that period, she first experimented with illicit substances. During the filming of Herbie, she was hospitalized due to an overdose, after which she underwent a month-long rehabilitation course. In the same year, Lohan became the first celebrity for whom Mattel released a personalized doll, and she also voiced the same doll in the animated romantic comedy My Scene Goes Hollywood the movie, which, however, received negative reviews. In December 2005, Lindsay's second studio album, A Little More Personal, Raw, was released. She co-wrote half of the tracks and described the album as more personal than Speak. In these songs, she shared her complex relationship with her father, issues due to her fame, and mistakes in relationships. However, the album did not replicate the success of her debut, with the song Confessions of a Broken Heart, Daughter to Father, receiving the most popularity. By the way, Lindsay personally directed the music video for the song. It's also known that in 2005, Lindsay had flings with several men, including Ashton Kutcher, James Franco, and, allegedly, even Bruce Willis. In 2006, Lohan starred in the romantic comedy Just My Luck, along with Chris Pine. Lindsay played a girl who experienced a streak of misfortunes after kissing an unlucky guy. The film was trashed by critics and earned Lindsay her first nomination for the Razzie Award. However, the actress received $7.5 million for her role.
Lucky you were here.
Lucky you know CPR.
Yeah, you know what? That's me. Lucky. You know, I'm feeling kind of.
Afterward, Lindsay decided to focus on more mature and independent films, appearing in Robert Altman's successful musical comedy A Prairie Home Companion, where she was lucky to work with Meryl Streep, Woody Harrelson, and Tommy Lee Jones.
I would just like there to be a spot for Lola on the show next.
Hope so. There's time.
Well, this isn't really going to be your last show, is it?
Every show's your last show. That's my philosophy.
Additionally, the actress appeared in the historical drama Bobby, dedicated to the assassination attempt on Senator Robert Kennedy.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's see him. Good girl.
For this role, Lohan was nominated for the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. However, this nomination became one of Lindsay's last successes in her career. Scandals related to her addictions and her awful behavior were escalating, and in May 2006, she was arrested for driving under the influence, leading to another rehabilitation stint. The same year, Lindsay appeared in the musical Friendly Fire, supporting Sean Lennon's album of the same name. Also, Lindsay played a small cameo role in the movie The Holiday. By the way, she managed to have a brief relationship with Lennon. All in all, Lindsay's personal life was quite turbulent during that period. In 2006, she had more than 15 partners, the most famous being Orlando Bloom, Justin Timberlake, and Benicio del Toro, as well as the heir to the Hard Rock Cafe franchise, Harry Morton, and the grandson of Greek shipping tycoon Stavros Niarchos. The latter reportedly became the cause of a major quarrel between Lohan and Paris Hilton, who, by the way, reconciled with each other only in 2022. In January 2007, at the Sundance Film Festival, the biographical drama Chapter 27 was presented, where Lindsay played John Lennon's fan and a friend of Mark Chapman, portrayed by Jared Leto. By the way, there were rumors of a brief romance between the actress and Leto. The film was released in March 2008 and wasn't a success with critics.
I'm just here to get John Lennon's autograph.
So, you gonna do any touristy stuff?
Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Afterward, the actress starred in the dramedy Georgia Rule, playing a character remarkably similar to herself, a spoiled girl with a terrible temper and big alcohol and drug issues. The film barely broke even at the box office and received negative reviews, although the lead actresses were praised. Lindsay received $7.5 million for her role.
Wash your dishes.
Are you asking or telling?
You finished. Wash your dishes.
However, the shooting of the film proved to be very challenging due to Lindsay's escalating real-life problems. She was constantly late and disrupted the shoots, and Jane Fonda, who played her grandmother, claimed she had never encountered such unprofessional behavior. During one of the shoots, Lindsay was hospitalized. According to her representative, it was due to overheating and dehydration, although it was obvious that the cause was much more serious. Next, an even more unsuccessful film was released. It was the psychological thriller I Know Who Killed Me, where Lindsay played a stripper suffering from dissociative identity disorder after a kidnapping. The actress continued to disrupt the shoots and simply didn't show up on set. Therefore, during the filming of the final scenes, the director used a stand-in, and Lindsay's face was later added using CGI. The film performed poorly at the box office and received 8 out of 9 Razzie Award nominations, including 2 awards for each of Lindsay's characters' personalities and another for the worst screen combo for the 2 of them as well.
I was supposed to protect you.
So you must be Aubrey's boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not Aubrey. I'm really not Aubrey.
The same year, the celebrity was involved in a minor car accident, which was her fault. After finding illicit substances in her possession, the police arrested her again. Subsequently, Lindsay underwent treatment in a rehab center once again, but similar situations repeated throughout the year. As a result, she was sentenced to 1 day of jail time, although she only spent 84 minutes in the cell, 10 days of community service, and a fine. She was also given 3 years of probation, to which an additional year was added in 2009 when she stopped attending meetings for addiction recovery. During that period, rumors circulated in Hollywood that it would be very challenging for the actress to find work until she proved her sobriety and responsibility. The issue was that film producers simply couldn't secure the required insurance for her. Lindsay's turbulent personal life continued to astonish the public. Among her numerous fleeting partners, as reported by the media, were Robbie Williams, Jude Law, and Heath Ledger. Later, she began dating DJ and singer Samantha Ronson, with whom, according to Lindsay's standards, she had a fairly long and about 2-year lasting complicated relationship. In 2008, Lindsay released the single Bossy, which was given mixed reviews by critics, considering it less memorable than her previous works. She also appeared in several episodes of the dramedy series Ugly Betty. Lindsay initially signed a contract for 6 episodes, but after the 3rd one, the creators had to terminate it due to the actress's unbearable behavior. Around the same time, Lindsay severed ties with her father as his unpredictable behavior made it impossible to maintain the relationship. However, Michael decided to retaliate against his daughter and published recordings of their private conversations in the media. According to Lohan, he often sold scandalous stories about her to tabloids. She also revealed that in her childhood, she witnessed domestic violence from her father towards her mother. In 2009, the actress starred in the romantic comedy Labor Pains, where she played a girl who lied about her pregnancy to avoid getting fired.
But I need this job.
Here I go.
I'm supporting my little sister.
You're fired.
But
You're what?
I'm pregnant.
Pregnant?
Yes, pregnant. Totally pregnant.
Film critics viewed Lindsay's performance favorably, but the script received extremely negative reviews. During the filming, the actress's manager worked with the paparazzi, convincing them to showcase her work routine instead of endless parties. Originally planned for theatrical release, the film ended up being aired as a TV movie, marking another setback in Lindsay's career. In 2010, at the Venice Film Festival, the exploitation action film Machete was released, where Lindsay played a supporting role as a gun-loving socialite. The scenes featuring the actress took only 3 days to shoot, and Lindsay did not participate in the film's promotion due to rehabilitation and legal obligations. The film achieved good box office performance and was warmly received by critics. Nevertheless, this did not prevent Lindsay from being nominated for a Golden Raspberry for Worst Actress of the Decade.
Actually, I was thinking more about my modeling.
You're a very pretty girl, April. But that's a tough nut to crack.
I know all about cracking nuts.
In addition to her work in film, Lindsay regularly played cameo roles in various TV projects, including the reality series Project Runway, the documentary Love, Marilyn, and the musical dramedy series Glee. Moreover, from 2008 to 2010, Lindsay managed to release a series of self-tanners in collaboration with Sephora, work as a consultant for Emmanuel Ungaro, and launched the leggings line 6126. Later, the brand expanded to a clothing collection, but ceased to exist after a few years. It's known that during its active years, the leggings alone generated $3 million in annual sales. In 2010, the company donated all its profits to the victims of the earthquake in Haiti. Interestingly enough, the fashion brand was named after Marilyn Monroe's birthday, June 1, 1926. Lindsay adores and admires this legendary actress. In conversations with journalists, Lindsay recalled Marilyn's quote about not having a foundation but diligently working on it. According to Lindsay, she tried to do the same and dreamt of being known for her acting roles, not just for scandalous stories. However, in 2011, Lindsay found herself in another scandal. She was accused of stealing a necklace worth $2,500 and was sentenced to community service and 120 days of jail time. Lindsay did not admit guilt and served her sentence under house arrest. In 2012, Lindsay made a guest appearance in an episode of the TV series Glee and starred in the television biographical drama Liz and Dick, which premiered on the Lifetime channel. She played Elizabeth Taylor, a role Megan Fox and Olivia Wilde also vied for. Despite the film's short 20-day shooting schedule, Lindsay managed to get into a car accident during that period, sustaining minor injuries that caused production delays. Film critics heavily criticized the movie, calling Lindsay's performance unconvincing and deeming the script and direction blatantly weak. For her role, the actress received only $300,000.
Oh, I'd shake your hands, but my nails.
Oh, yes. Likewise. Has anyone ever told you you're a very pretty girl?
In 2013, Lindsay portrayed Marilyn Monroe in one of the sketches of the satirical film Inappropriate Comedy and appeared in the opening episode of the parody comedy Scary Movie 5, earning $200,000. Both films horrified film critics and earned Lindsay another nomination for the Golden Raspberry. During this period, Lindsay also played a cameo role in the TV series Anger Management and starred in the low-budget erotic thriller The Canyons, where her partner was adult film actor James Dean. Lindsay's paycheck for the film was $6,500, which is meager by Hollywood standards, but even for this amount, she agreed to appear in numerous explicit scenes. The actress continued to disrupt the shootings, clash with colleagues, and even refused to participate in promoting the film, which was a predictable failure, bringing her another Razzie Award nomination.
Why in the hell did we have to go to that damn dinner?
Gina insisted. Plus, I was kind of interested to see who her new dude is.
Meanwhile, the media were buzzing about a note listing Lindsay's numerous lovers that she reportedly left in a bar in Beverly Hills. Among others, the list included High School Musical star Zac Efron and Jamie Dornan, renowned for his role in the trilogy 50 Shades of Grey. In 2014, Lindsay embarked on directing the play Speed the Plough in London's West End and even moved to London for 2 years to escape the intense public scrutiny in the United States. Despite this, she continued to appear on various shows, participated in an episode of the sitcom Two Broke Girls, and starred in the documentary series Lindsay, exploring the challenges in her personal life and career, which had quite modest ratings. During this period, Lindsay, as reported by the media, continued to change partners frequently. Among her dozens of lovers were Gerard Butler, Prodigy, Evan Peters, 50 Cent, and billionaire Vikram Chatwal. Since 2016, Lindsay has been residing in Dubai, where she claims to feel peace due to the absence of paparazzi. Around the same time, she began studying Islam and was even spotted in public wearing a hijab with the Quran in her hands. The same year, Lindsay got engaged to Russian businessman Igor Terabasov, who was 7 years her junior. However, the couple broke up in a few months, exchanging mutual accusations. Afterward, Lindsay, along with her new partner, Greek millionaire Dennis Papagirgou, opened Lohan nightclub in Athens and beach clubs on the Greek islands of Mykonos and Rhodes, where the reality show Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club was filmed at the beginning of 2019. In 2018, after a 4-year break from acting, Lindsay played a minor role in the British dark comedy series Sick Note and later appeared in the unsuccessful horror film Among the Shadows, playing a supporting role as a vampire. Meanwhile, Lindsay decided to revive her music career. In 2020, she released the song Back to Me, her first single in 12 years. Finally, the fortune smiled on her, and the song received numerous positive reviews from critics praising Lindsay's return to music. They also noted that she clearly had a talent for creating dance hits. Having separated from Papagirgou in 2018, Lindsay began dating Arab financier Bader Shammas, whom she met at a Dubai restaurant. The couple kept their relationship private, but by the end of 2021, the media learned that they were engaged. In 2020, the actress returned to the fashion world, launching her debut line of jewelry in collaboration with the British brand Lily Baker. In 2022, she also released a limited edition sneaker collection in partnership with Allbirds. In 2021, Lindsay returned to acting and starred in the romantic comedy Falling for Christmas, playing the heiress of a hotel suffering from amnesia after an accident. The film was released in November 2022 and marked Lindsay's first significant project in over a decade.
Could you please tell her to let me out of here?
Well, miss, we'd love to be able to do that, but first we need to figure out who you are.
What do you mean, who I am? I know who I am. My name is...
Additionally, it was revealed that in April 2022, she officially got married to Shammas. In March 2023, Lindsay announced her pregnancy, giving birth to a son named Louay in July. Louay is an Arabic name meaning little wild ox. Soon after the shooting of the comedy, Lindsay signed a contract with Netflix to participate in 2 films. In 2024, the romantic fantasy comedy Irish Wish is set to premiere, and another unannounced film is currently in production. Lindsay continues to appear in advertising campaigns for famous brands. In 2012 and 2013, she appeared in campaigns for German designer Philipp Plein and the brand John Denim, earning $100,000 for the latter. In 2022, Lindsay could be seen in commercials for the fitness center chain Planet Fitness and in a Christmas ad for Pepsi. In 2023, the actress reunited with her Mean Girls co-stars for a Black Friday ad for Walmart and presented an unusual collaboration with MCM and Crocs, as well as patches from Peter Thomas Roth. At present, the scandalous star's net worth stands at a modest $2 million, which is significantly lower than that at the peak of her career, when she could boast around $27 million in earnings. Numerous personal and legal problems led to the substantial depletion of her wealth. In 2011, some reports suggested that Lindsay was close to bankruptcy, but she was saved by earning $1 million for a revealing Playboy photo shoot where she portrayed Marilyn Monroe. Despite decreasing income, Lindsay maintained her extravagant lifestyle. In 2012, she spent $25,000 per month on renting a vintage mansion with a pool in Beverly Hills. She also used to rent a house on Venice Beach. However, according to sources close to the actress, by 2013, due to financial constraints, Lindsay had to move back in with her mother on Long Island. Nevertheless, the star found a way to improve her financial situation and relocated to Dubai, where she currently resides in a beachfront 7,000-square-foot villa with 4 bedrooms. Lindsay actively participated in all interior design solutions to create the perfect home for her family. Despite regular financial troubles, Lindsay owned luxury cars at different times, including a Porsche 911 Carrera convertible for $132,000, a Porsche Panamera sedan for $145,000, an Audi A5 for $44,000, a Porsche Cayenne SUV for $72,000, and a Mercedes-Benz SL Class sports car for $196,000. Despite her past relationships with women, Lindsay did not consider herself a lesbian. In 2008, she leaned towards bisexuality, but in 2013, she stated that she was heterosexual. Lindsay is known to support the Democratic Party of the United States. In 2008, she even offered her support to Barack Obama during the elections. However, her offer was rejected, with representatives of the politician stating that Lindsay was not the star who would positively impact the candidate's image. Later, the actress expressed sympathy for some Republicans, which was seen by the public as a political betrayal. Lohan is fluent in French, understands Russian, and according to her, has studied Italian, Arabic, and Turkish. The actress suffers from bronchial asthma and allergies to blueberries and horses. Having radically changed her lifestyle, she now loves cooking, and her signature dishes are pasta and borscht. Also, she regularly does sports and spends some time meditating. Despite numerous public disputes with her father, the actress managed to reconcile with him. Communication with her mother also had its ups and downs, which became public knowledge, but Lindsay has long since reconciled with her as well. Do you think Lindsay Lohan will manage to restore her reputation and get back to major projects?
No. I have to go now.
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.